Hello. Our early sources, Gildas, Bede, Nennius and the Annals of Wales, followed by Geoffrey of Monmouth in his 12th century history of the kings of Britain, all tell of a British victory over a combined army of Saxons, Picts and Scots at a place called Mons Badonicus or Mount Badon, often associated with taking place in the hills around Bath, although other locations have been proposed, including Liddington Castle, a hill fort near Badbury in Wiltshire, and Badbury Rings hill fort in Dorset, among others. In the Ecclesiastical history of the English people, Bede tells us at this battle, the Britons slaughtered no small number of their foes. The defeated allied army might have been led by Ella of Sussex, mentioned by Bede, and who, according to the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, a collection of annals instigated by King Alfred in the late 9th century that survive in 4 different versions and in other fragments, landed with 3 ships on the south coast, probably near Seltzibill in 477. More likely is a shadowy but significant figure called Cerdic, reputedly the first king of the West Saxons and founder of the Wessex royal dynasty. Although the existence of a historic Cerdic can't be verified beyond doubt, there is sufficient weight of evidence to suggest it's highly likely. The name itself is uncommon, closer to the Brittonic Cerdic than any Anglo-Saxon derivation, and unlikely to be made up. Several place names in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle reference Cerdic, and he is described as an ealdorman, so a noble rather than the ruler he becomes, spearheading an Anglo-Saxon invasion. According to the Chronicle in 495, Cerdic and Kinrich his son, with 5 ships, landed at a place that is called Cerdic's Oar or Cerdic's Shore, probably somewhere on the coast near Southampton, where they fought with the Welsh the same day. Then in 508, Cerdic and Kinrich slew a British king whose name was Natanliod and 5,000 men with him. And in 519, Cerdic and Kinrich undertook the government of the West Saxons. The same year they fought with the Britons at a place called Charford, and from that day they have reigned, the children of the West Saxon kings. The Chronicle continues in 527, Cerdic and Kinrich fought with the Britons at a place that is called Cerdic's Lee, and in 530, Cerdic and Kinrich took the Isle of Wight and slew many men in Carisbrooke. Geoffrey of Monmouth, in his History of the Kings of Britain, names the leader of the Saxon forces at the Battle of Mount Badon as Cheldric, close enough to Cerdic to suggest the same man. A charter of 900, catalogued by Peter Sawyer as S360, recording a grant of land centred around Micheldever in Hampshire to the new minster at Winchester by Edward the Elder, widely accepted to be an 11th century copy of an authentic original, lists among the boundary clauses Cerdic's barrow or burial mound. None of these references to Cerdic are in themselves conclusive, but together enough to build a strong case for Cerdic as a historical character flourishing in Arthurian period Britain. The dates may be approximate. 514 is a more likely date for Cerdic's arrival, 5 years before he assumes kingship of the Gewissae, the Anglo-Saxon clan later to be known as the West Saxons. Cerdic was apparently succeeded by his son Kinrich in 534, who ruled Wessex until 560. I say apparently because manuscripts in the British Library recording the genealogies of the West Saxon kings named Creoda as a ruler between Cerdic and Kinrich, and Creoda also appears in the regnal list included by Asser in his life of Alfred the Great. These genealogies were important. Those claiming direct descent from Cerdic, the Cerdicings, legitimised ruling Wessex, and from the reign of Athelstan to that of Edward the Confessor ruling the whole of England by right of lineage, a factor missing in Harold Godwinson's claim to the throne that may well have had an impact on not ensuring a widespread loyal following. Kinrich expanded his territory further westward into what is now Wiltshire, with victories over British forces in 552 at Old Sarum and at Barbary Castle Hill Fort in 556. A lack of verifiable sources for our period, the most poorly documented of our recorded history, allows for different hypotheses, and the theory has been proposed that rather than Saxon invaders, Cerdic and his tribe were British, which would explain the Brittonic sounding names. One thing we can be sure of, our period of study was a violent and troubled age. Next time, the only historically attested character who appears in the later Arthurian romances, briefly mentioned in part 9 of this series, Iwain. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.